time, please make sure that you have a pen and paper handy. Take really good notes, and possibly at the end of the call, you may have an opportunity to ask him some questions. So right now, please help me welcome and give your undivided attention to Platinum Director, our host, Jackie O'Quinn.
Thank you very much, Ms. McGuigan, for that incredible introduction. And I want to first thank you for being here on this call this evening and volunteering time out of your schedule to be able to take introductions and be able to provide the support to our entire team that you do. You spend time behind the scenes and volunteering, just doing your best to be able to help all of us as leaders run a better business, to build a better business, and to provide the support. Obviously, our leadership team is we're all volunteers, but you're an integral part of that leadership team. Thank you so much for all that you do on behalf of my business and everyone else's business listening in. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're fortunate enough to be working directly with Ms. McGuigan, you need to pay attention to her. There are not many people, and I can say this for about all of our leaders, really, but specifically, you want to pay attention to someone like Ms. McGuigan. I mean, if you're working directly with her, she's had a track record of success. She knows what she's doing. She leads by example. She walks the walk. She talks the talk. Do you understand there are 70,000 people a day, they tell us, in the advertising world. There's 70,000 people a day requesting information about wanting to work from home. Do you realize how many of those people wish that they were able to follow the lead of somebody who was able to literally teach them, tell them, and show them how they're able to work from home and make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars? And that's exactly who you have in front of you. So just because you have easy access to her through Facebook or Skype or Instant Messenger, you have her email address, her office number, whatever, don't take that for granted. Just because, you consider her a friend of yours, don't let that familiarity breed contempt. Recognize who you're fortunate to be working with, and pay attention to what she says. She, without question, can lead you to success. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jackie from Georgia. I'm hosting this call this evening from my home office here in Georgia, obviously just north of Atlanta in a town called Canton. I'm excited to be here for a lot of reasons. I think the thing that I'm most excited about is the content we're going to cover tonight. This is a new associate call. The focus of this call is really for those of you that are brand new in business. We are going to be having a webinar tonight. If you're trying to hop on the webinar and maybe you didn't get the link, you missed the email, you're listening to this, I'm going to tell you how to get to the webinar. If you go to www.joinwebinar.com, that's www.joinwebinar.com, JOINWEBINAR.com, joinwebinar.com. Once you get there, it's going to ask you for a webinar ID. You can write this down if you're not on the webpage yet. And if your friends on Instant Messenger or Facebook or whatever, you can private message your team members or whatever if they're not here yet. Make sure they have this webinar ID. Tell them to go to Join Webinar. The webinar ID is 967-111-575. It's 967-111-575. You probably got an email with a link. It would have been simple enough just to click on that link, and that would drop you right into this webinar. But if you didn't get that email, then just go to www.joinwebinar.com and enter the webinar ID 967-111-575. All right. Briefly, let me just tell you about myself and my experience with Coastal, and I'll be talking about several different things about my experience with Coastal tonight, mainly the travel package itself. But when I first got started with Coastal, I didn't know anything about working from home. I'd never had a successful business of any kind. I did know some people who had small businesses from home. Like I had met my very first experience was I'd met this guy selling jewelry at a flea market. And when I say I met this guy, I mean he was 17 years old, and I thought he was full of hot air. I bumped into him one night and randomly at a movie store, and one of his buddies tried to talk to me about Amway, and I kind of smiled and chuckled and thought, yeah, I'm not going to do nothing that silly. And then his friend who was younger than him, his buddy was in his early 20s, his friend that was younger than him was like, he's like, oh yeah, I got a business too. And I'm like, really? What kind of business you got? And he's like, oh, I sell jewelry at the flea market and blah, blah, blah. And I thought he was joking. Like I thought, did he just say that? He sells jewelry at the flea market. I was totally judgmental of him, by the way. But he said, hey, next time you go by the flea market in town, stop by. Well, at the time, my town, that flea market is no longer there, but they used to have this massive flea market. And I passed it all the time. So that weekend, I just happened to randomly swing in there. I thought, I want to see if that guy from the movie store the other night is in there. Sure enough, I found him. And he was sitting there, and he was selling costume jewelry on a card table with an imitation piece of felt over the top of it. I'm not kidding you. And he was selling these little charms and stuff for like, $5 and $10 and little necklaces and bracelets. And he was not, selling a ton of it, but he was selling it consistently. Like every few minutes, somebody was buying something. And I sat there and talked to him, and he was proud to show me his little fledgling empire, et cetera, et cetera. Well, I kept sitting there watching him, and as we were talking, and customers would come up, and he'd wait on somebody, he'd sell a little piece of jewelry, and they'd keep going, and, some kid would come up, some teenager would come up, some lady would come up, some man would come up. He was literally selling to everybody. And I thought, this is pretty interesting. And so when he left that day, I said, man, can I ask you how much money you've made? Because he had a stack of, bills, mostly small bills, but he had a stack of them. And I said, can I ask you how much money you're making? He said, well, how much money I'm making is irrelevant. What you want to know is how much profit I'm making. And I said, yeah, you're right. How much profit are you making? And he said, I do somewhere between $800 to $1,000 most weekends. He said, I haven't counted it up yet this weekend, but I do $800 to $1,000 on the weekend, and I only work Saturday and Sunday. He was 17, about to turn 18. In fact, his dad was the one who paid for the little spot at the flea market that he was using. And he was making more money in a month at the time than either one of his parents were by themselves. Now mind you, I'm 34 today, soon to be 35. I was probably 22 when this first happened. When I first saw this, 21, 22. So that was one of the first things that I thought, wow, there's actually a way to be able to do something to make a living out there. You just had to get creative and figure out, what it is. And that might have been one of the first things that led me to start looking into working from home. Well, at the time I was in college, so I, pushed that in the back of my mind, and I continued to finish up school. When I finished school, I ended up getting a job as a nurse, as a registered nurse. That's what I was going to school for. I loved my job, and it wasn't long after that I began to realize that I had a rotating schedule. There was no consistency in what I was doing. I had some school debt. I had a little bit of medical debt. I had a car loan. I had this debt that I was already starting to rack up, and I felt like that I was already on this little financial treadmill where I was beginning to rob Peter to pay Paul, kind of. And it was really, really frustrating to me. And I didn't know what to do, but I knew I had to do something different. So I started looking into working from home. Actually, I don't think I've ever said this on a live call before. One of the first things I looked into doing was selling costume jewelry at the flea market. But unfortunately, for him and for me at the time, that was really a bit of a fad that kind of ran through the area. And it was good for him for, 6 or 8 months, and then it really tapered off a lot, and he didn't make as much money anymore. So that wasn't really something that I was looking to do, obviously. I wanted to find something that was going to be long-term and stable, but I was also not necessarily looking to make a ton of money. I mean, I wasn't opposed to it, but I was really just looking to make some extra money to be able to pay off my debts. I wanted to be able to get ahead financially. I wanted to build some security in my life, and I felt like some stability. I wanted to be able to have some freedom, a little extra money to go here and there. And I thought that if it did really well, maybe I would go back and be a nurse part-time so I could have, a much more flexible schedule. And that was really the extent of my thoughts. Sure, I had some pie in the sky vision that what if it got really good? What if I made like $100,000 or $200,000 a year? We've all seen these, dorks on the internet promising that, right? How ironic is that? And now I'm one of those dorks on the internet that has said that on our websites, actually. So I thought, yeah, if something like that was possible, that would be great, but that wasn't necessarily what I was looking for. And I looked into a lot of different things. I knew early on I was going to have to find a business online because it was the only thing that would work with my nursing schedule. I had to find something that was part-time, something that was flexible, that would allow me to work from home. And I looked into a lot of different things online, and I tried a lot of things. I spent a lot of money and nothing. I spent a lot of money in small amounts, like $100 here, $300 there, things like that. And I didn't find anything that really worked. And the number one issue that I had for me is that I couldn't find a way, I couldn't find a system in place that really taught you everything, that was really paint by numbers, step 1, step 2, step 3. Like I couldn't find anything like that. When I came across Coastal, it was a bit of an accident. I really wasn't looking for it, but I came across it, and I ended up talking to my director, and I was ready to hit her with questions. I want to know, how much money were you making on your product? Here's the other thing that I had. The number one issue, I said there was not a system to be able to paint by numbers. Well, the biggest thing missing in that system was I could not, any of these other little businesses or ideas or companies that I saw on the internet, no one could show me or teach me or tell me exactly how I was going to get customers. That was a big deal. I needed to know exactly how to get customers. And I remember when, and part of that was I knew there was ways to advertise out there, but advertising costs money. So I could not sell a $100 bottle of vitamins, which I don't think I ever sold vitamins. I'm just using that as an example. I couldn't sell a $100 bottle of vitamins, make $50, and do anything with that $50 from an advertising standpoint to find another customer to pay me $100. Like, you can't do any real reputable advertising. What are you going to do, place a classified ad? I did that one time. I had a company that had a type of insurance product that I worked with, and every time I signed up a customer on their product, I made $75. Well, what I did was I advertised in the local paper. No one told me to do it. I just was trying to find a way to do something. Back then, it cost me $36 to place a small classified ad. Well, the ad would run every 2 weeks, and I ended up getting 4 or 5 people to talk to every 2 weeks, and I was getting one customer. Well, $36 a week times 2 weeks is $72, and I was making a $3 profit with each customer. That was ridiculous and wasn't worth my time, because it would take me basically 2 weeks to get one customer. I was getting 2 customers a month, and I didn't even want to scale it out. I didn't want to put ads in any more papers at $3 a customer. That was just ridiculous. What was I going to do? Go find 1,000 customers and try to make $3,000 a month? That's not going to happen. I couldn't even find 1,000 places to advertise. The point was, I wasn't making enough money to do any real form of advertising. So I asked my director, first thing I asked was, how do you get your clients? And she told me we have advertising companies that we work with. And that, for me, is really what sealed the deal. Because I realized that there's people for me to talk to about this product, and I recognized how much profit we can make with a product, a true business profit. $1,000, $3,200, $9,705, while providing a tremendous amount of value to our clients. Like, I knew this was the greatest thing that I'd ever seen. And can I tell you something? 10 years later, it is still the absolute, without question, emphatically, and I have every reason in the world to be biased when I say this, but the facts are the facts. There still is not a single way for an average person to be able to work from home to market a product like the Coastal Travel Packages, a product that offers so much value to clients and consumers, a product that offers such a great profit at the same time, yet being able to give people a real, tangible product that can really give them a way to be able to travel to places they would never have been able to travel before. I ended up getting started with Coastal. I went to a training event with Mrs. Danny Johnson. I heard about the woman. She went from homeless to becoming a millionaire in just 2 years in the home business industry. I thought I would be an idiot not to go to one of her seminars, so I did. I used, by the way, one of those starter credit. I had like a starter credit card with like $300 on it. I used one of those credit cards, and I used my next paycheck that was supposed to go to bills and my rent to be able to get to that training event. I went to that training event. 30 days after that event, I sold a premier package and a platinum package. If you do the math, that's $15,000. I ended up going to my first year part-time. I did $70,000. That more than doubled what I made that year working full-time as a registered nurse in the state of North Carolina. I left my nursing career behind. My second year earned $120,000, and I've been working from home. It's been 10 years now. This has been unbelievable. I literally sit in my office each morning. I click an unpause button. My advertising starts coming in. I call people back. I read a flippin' script. I take them to the website. After that, I take them to the live call. I get their questions answered, and I get them started. And if they're not going to get started, then that's okay as well, because guess what? Tomorrow morning, I'm going to have another 20, 30 people to be able to talk to. And that's what I do from home. It is simple. It is straightforward. I do it on a part-time basis. I haven't worked a full-time work week in probably 10 years. It creates a great income, but most importantly, an incredible lifestyle of freedom. marketing what I believe is the greatest product that you can literally market from home. And I mean that emphatically. The amount of value that is provided for our clients is unreal. And I'll show you that tonight. We've been in the middle of a series right now, and I gave some homework last week, and we'll talk about that homework probably next week. So those of you who've been doing the homework, keep going. We'll talk about it next week. Tonight, I want to go over the package, and I'll give you a small piece of homework on the package tonight, and that's it. But I'm only going to go over part of your travel package. By the way, for those of you who are just getting here, you want to go to joinwebinar.com if you have not already got the webinar on your phone. On your computer, joinwebinar.com, and then enter the webinar ID 967-111-575. Again, that's webinar ID 967-111-575. Again, 967-111-575. Okay. I'm going to go over to a tiny part of the travel package. The package itself is massive. I mean, I'm always, whenever I go looking at my package or whatever, I'm always using something new or hearing about something new or, finding a new savings, a new discount that's available. It always blows my mind. In fact, I'm going to show you something. Well, I'll save that part of the story. Not to mention, our board of directors tend to update the package with new vendors and new products every 6 to 9 months to 12 months. There's always something new. And you know what's interesting? They always add new stuff to the package, but not once have they ever raised the retail price or the wholesale price. Not even one time, which is incredible. It gets better and better. The package does. Now, what I'm going to show you tonight, there's 3 parts of the package. One is your bonus vacations. Your bonus vacations are sometimes called your taxes-only stays. These are vacations where you literally pay the taxes. The best way to, on the hotel room, the best way to explain what our package is, by the way, is it really is, and this isn't the official name for it, I'm just trying to give you a good explanation. It really is like a do-it-yourself wholesale travel package, or a do-it-yourself save up to 80% off or 90% off travel package. You'll see some savings on that tonight, substantial savings, 80 and 90%. I mean, this isn't a concierge package, so to speak. There's a reason it only costs $1,200 and not $20,000. You're not calling the concierge service saying, hey, I want to book this resort, and they're just going to give you 80% off. No. Our board of directors has literally scoured the globe, and they found various vendors all over the world who offer deep discount access to all sorts of travel vacations. And now, some of the vendors they put in the package are just what I like to call kind of ancillary vendors, meaning they don't, for example, dining discounts. There's some dining discounts in our package. You can save, 10%, 20%, 30% off of a meal. You can go to Subway and, buy one sub, get another one free or something like that. I don't know if that's there, but they've got discounts like that. That's not enough to justify the package, but the board of directors know that people travel. They know you go out to restaurants. Let's add this in there. They add it in there. They don't raise the price of the package. So it's just an additional discount. So there are some, soft discounts, things that, like I said, 10%, 20% off for various number of things. But there's also the real value in the package are the deep discounts. And that's really what the package is all about. It's like this. It's the perfect do-it-yourselfer travel product that once you use it, you're able to take your family on vacations, essentially forever. You can will the package onto your kids. They can will it onto their kids. It can really become a prized possession inside your family. But it amazes me how many people don't even take full use of their package. And I got to be honest with you, I was one of those people. When I got started originally, I was only concerned with, was the product worth the value? When I realized the product was worth its value, I was out there marketing. I was following my director's lead. I was advertising it, everything. And I was focusing on being able to build an income. I didn't have a lot of time to travel. I was working as a nurse. But when I started really getting into our package, I was blown away. And I'm going to show you a couple of things tonight. I want to, if you have your package and you have not activated your membership discount cards, you want to do that. I got off topic earlier. The 3 top parts of your package are your bonus vacations. These are vacations that you literally mail them in. You mail in the dates that you want to go, etc. It's really done very low budget. Why? Because you're paying taxes only for the vacation. They're like 2-day, 3-night, or 3-night, 4-day type vacations, and you're staying in, mostly 3-star accommodations. Think about your Holiday Inn, maybe Hampton Inn, places like that. La Quinta, whatever, Days Inn, whatever. Those types of places. Your large chain motels, and you literally are going to be paying $6, $7, $8, $10, $12 a night to stay there using those bonus vacations. You need to use the bonus vacations. You have to book your arrangements out, in most cases, 90 days in advance. There are some exceptions, but we're going to be talking about generalizations tonight. In most cases, it's 90 days out in advance, which isn't a problem for most people. When the average, family of 4 travels, they usually plan it out in advance, so that's not a big deal for a lot of people. But also, another part of the package is your cruises. They work very similar to your bonus vacations. These are cruises where you're responsible for the taxes and port charges and the processing fee, but you're talking about 2-night, 3-day, and the Premier and Platinum package, they're unlimited 2-night, 3-day, 3-night, 4-day cruises with Royal Caribbean and Carnival Cruise Lines. That's a part of the package as well. Very similar process. You're basically mailing in a form and reserving your cruise dates, etc. Even though it's done with the large cruise companies, you're still mailing in a form. Literally, it's still done by mail. When I got my package, I was like, okay, this is great. I got these bonus vacations, these cruises, etc. I did not worry about activating my membership discount cards right away. I'm just going to be truthful with you. And it wasn't until I heard some people taking the vacations, and I was like, which vendor did you use in the package? And they were like, oh, it's one of your membership discount cards. And I was like, what? I didn't even activate mine. I didn't activate mine for like maybe 6 months or a year. And then when I activated them, I realized that's where some of the very best value is, and is in the flipping membership cards. If you've not activated your membership cards, go ahead and do that. They're unbelievable. And tonight we're going to talk about one of the vendors from the membership cards. And I'm looking at a website now. If you have your membership cards, you can look at this website as well on your own after we get off the call tonight. This is the EnjoyAccess.com website, EnjoyAccess.com. When you go there, there'll be a place to log in. I've already logged in. But basically, you have several cards in your package. You have like a motel card, a tour card, there's like a hotel card. There's several different cards in your package, and they all have this Access logo here, and they all have a number on it. You'll notice the numbers all the same. Well, this company Access, basically, years ago, those cards used to all be separate according to the board of directors. That's what I've heard them say before. They were all separate vendors. Well, this company Access went in and bought up a lot of those vendors. So not to confuse people so people wouldn't think, they had like 8 or 10 cards, and they wouldn't think that they somehow lost value and they only got the cards with one. The board of directors still has the cards all labeled differently. I don't have all the cards in front of me, but like the one that I use tonight is the Recreation Access. So you'll see Recreation Access, Hotel Access, things like that. They wanted people to understand that there was one vendor, but it was still servicing all those components of the package, because this vendor Access had basically bought up a lot of the other companies. So once you log into your Access website, this is what you're going to see. There's any number of things. You can see dining discounts, hotels discounts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just going to show you where the good stuff is tonight. When you get here, you just don't worry about putting in a zip code or anything like that. If you do, it's going to kind of throw this off a little bit. Just come straight here and click on this drop down. You'll see these categories. Come to condos and resorts. Click on that. Go. No. All right. Well, here you go. If you don't have your handy-dandy card, you can just use my number, because there's no other way I'm going to be able to show you without it. Okay. See, put my thing in there. We don't want that. Normally when you log in, this is what you're going to see. You want to come down here to condos and resorts, click go. package when you first get it. You'll do a lot of kind of snooping around, testing and trying this and that, looking this up, etc., until you start becoming accustomed with it. I can already tell you, this vendor here offers by far the best discounts on condos with the most inventory available. This vendor here offers a few great discounts, but these are more last-minute type deals. This vendor here offers the most inventory available, but you don't get as much of a savings. You get like 35% off their published rates, which is still a good substantial savings, but it's nothing like what we're going to look at tonight. Let's come here first. This one, Trading Places. And I'm hoping we don't run into a snag tonight. I have almost the world's worst internet service, and it will periodically just drop me. But so we'll come here. You'll see a page like this. No more attendees allowed. That's unfortunate. Somebody tried to get in and couldn't because it's full. We maxed out this webinar tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So in order to use it, you just click on the vendor Trading Places, and right here this box to redeem. You just follow instructions. These are pretty simple. To redeem this offer, just click here. It's going to take you to vacation. And I have spent hours. This is the thing I would tell you not to do when you're in your office scheduled to work. Don't stay off of the travel websites. You can spend hours looking at this stuff. So I'm just going to come down here to a couple that I looked up earlier. Well, actually, I didn't even look this one up. Let's look it up now. So this right here, Wyndham Royal Sea Cliff Resort in Hawaii. These are all, as you notice, they're kind of last minute, August 8th to the 15th. Well, that's in 3 days, you know. So these are kind of last minute deals. But there's some great deals here if you have that flexibility. When you work from home, you can get up and go whenever you want. But let's just randomly look at this one. So it's Wyndham Royal Sea Cliff Resort in Kona, Hawaii. Here's some pictures of it. Oh, this looks nice. By the way, these are full-on condos. So what that means is, you know, typically you're looking at, well, if they're hotels, they'll say hotels, but normally what we're looking at now are condos, so it's 1 or 2 bedrooms most of the time. And these are the pictures of this resort. Or there's a whole activity of a volcano in the area. That's a real vacation. Okay, so this is the Wyndham Royal Sea Cliff Resort, and we can get it right now for $449 for the 8th to the 14th. Let's look back at that. Wyndham Royal Sea Cliff Resort, 9th through the 16th. Okay. Copy that. It's a 1-bedroom. That's important to remember. 9th to the 16th. So we'll come over here. Wyndham Royal Cliff Resort, the 9th through the 16th. TripAdvisor is one of the best places to go when you're shopping around, if you don't know that, because they give you options of several different websites, and they'll let you know where the lowest fares are. Okay, so it's got 4 stars out of 5. That's always pretty good. 147 reviews. See what they tell us. And they're going to show you where the best prices are. Price line, $204. Okay, don't show this again. People are trying to get in here and camp. Priceline has the best prices at $204. That's $204 per night, by the way. But let's just go ahead and check it out. That's a 2-bedroom condo, so they're not even showing a 1-bedroom condo. Okay. So this is a 2-bedroom condo. Let's just see if we can get a comparison. See if they don't even have a 1-bedroom available, which just goes to show you a lot of times you can get things here that aren't even available to the public. Let's see. Wyndham Royal, 1-bedroom, sleeps 4. I'm just seeing if there's another one around. Sometimes there's multiple listings for the same place. Okay, I'm not seeing it. But anyway, let me see what they say here. Cliff Resort, they're saying the full retail price is this. I can already tell you that normally the TripAdvisor price is going to be a little bit lower than that, but never as low as this. But let's just see. Priceline, they have it for $209 a night. Let's see if they have any other options. They don't. Okay. So what's interesting is they don't even have the ability to book the one bedroom. So let's do some more looking around. Let's see what else is out there. What was that all about? TripAdvisor. Okay, let's look for something else. Let's get out of Hawaii. Oh, why not? Why leave Hawaii? Everybody wants to go to Hawaii. We have, let's see if we found a 2-bedroom unit somewhere. Linda Mar Resort, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. $349 for the week. By the way, that's out the door, $349. Take a look. These are pictures. Pretty standard truck. That's gorgeous. Kind of small. Look at the infinity pool. There you go. Okay. And this is going to be August 9th to August 16th, 2-bedroom. Let's see what we have. Obviously, I'm doing this in real time. I didn't pre-plan this specifically for you guys, so I can only pick out the good ones. You don't have to. The deals are thinking good enough the 9th to the 16th. 9th to the 16th. This one has 4.5 stars at 156 reviews. Okay, and this is the best price right here is Travelocity. This is normally what you see, by the way. There's 3 options here. Travelocity, so let's check this out. $81 a night. $81 a night. They're running a special right now. They're ranking at 5 out of 5. Ooh. Now, this is the 1-bedroom. We want the condo 2-bedroom. So stay 3 nights, save 40%. So they're obviously running a promotion. There's one left right now at $98.17 a night. Let's go ahead and book that just to see what our out-the-door price would be. Remember over here, over here, it was $349. Out the door is $817. So where's my calculator? 817 minus 349, $468 savings on that one resort. That's good enough, and that's on this vendor. So I wanted just to show you this particular vendor. And now this vendor, the prices get a little bit higher as you get further out if you go out this way, a little further away. When you start making money and you're kind of making your own plans, doing your own thing, I just saw one here, $249. That's awesome. In San Jose, Mexico. When you start making your own money, then you can, when you don't have a job and you can travel and go where you want, then you can come here and just, pick out some dates. We're still on August 30th here. If you get further out, we're in September now, and they start getting a little bit higher. You notice there's more 5, 6, 900s, things like that. The deals aren't as good when you get further out on this particular vendor here. Now, I just wanted to show you that just because we were here. My favorite vendor is right here. This vendor right here, if you click on it, it brings you to this page. This vendor's phenomenal. They sell these, well, let me show you. For $300, basically, they sell these condo certificates. Periodically, they run sales. Once or twice a year, they'll go down to $199 instead of $300. So you can get them for $200. It's a resort vacation certificate. It's a 1-week 7-night vacation accommodations at many resort properties worldwide, subject to availability, blah, blah, blah. You buy these things, I'm telling you what, it's the most fun ever. So basically, here's how it works. I'm going to show you a vacation that we've done before, and we're doing it again. United States. So when you buy it, they give you a certificate code, and that's all you have to use to actually purchase it. You purchase certificates here, and use a certificate code here. And basically, you literally just get an email with the code number, and you use that. They're super easy to use. We're going to go to, these are condos, by the way, and you're going to see a lot of availability for these condos anywhere where there's like a lot of timeshare properties, because that's what you're staying in. Other people have paid, 20, 25, 35, 45. I've heard people paying as much as $70,000 for a timeshare. They're paying annual fees for the timeshare in many cases that are as much as our basic package. I've heard fees anywhere from $600 a year up to $2,500 a year. They're paying these fees every year to get, 2 or 3 weeks a year, sometimes 4 weeks a year to be able to travel. And there's normally a certain family of properties they can travel in, and that's it. They don't have near the availability that we have with our various vendors. And I'm showing you just one vendor. There's several other vendors in our package, like I just showed you. I'm showing you 2 vendors tonight, I guess. But there's other vendors that allow you to get condo accommodations as well. Totally different family of condos, etc. So, but I can tell you that availability, when you're looking on this website, you want it like in my state, the state of Georgia. People are not flocking to Georgia to vacation unless they're just going to Atlanta. And if they're going to Atlanta, they're not doing anything, in a condo. Meaning there's not large volumes of people flocking to Georgia. That's not a tourist destination in America. Places like Las Vegas, Branson, Missouri, Orlando, you're always going to find a lot of availability. Georgia, not so much. Let's look. I think there's like 1 in Georgia. When it's grayed out, that means there's nothing there. When you see it and it's like this orange color here, that means that, well, I'll show you. Just to show you. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but just to give you an idea. This is, okay, so there's a few in Georgia right now. Maybe I should do this with my family. That's not far away. Man, I'm telling you, I could spend hours. Look at these 2-bedroom units here. When it says no charge, it means there's no additional charge than the certificate. You redeem that certificate that you paid $299 for, or depending on the time of year, if you paid $199, you redeem that certificate code. That's it. And you book this vacation. That's it. You show up, you check in, you leave. You're not gonna pay for anything else at all. Some resorts want you to put on, a credit card for incidentals in case there's damage to the unit, blah, blah, blah. That's normal, standard at a lot of places. But you're not going to be charged anything unless you, knock a hole in the wall or something or steal the coffee maker. I don't know. But, you're not, there's no more cost. There's not like an additional tax or whatever. Now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. I haven't seen all of these up here before, actually. There's 6 up here. And these are the current dates. Now, if you come to upgrade, let's see what shows up then. It just gives you more options, and there's additional upgrades. So this one, if we wanted to stay here, this is a very touristy town up north. I say touristy, it's a mountain town that has like a German theme to it that's popular. People know about it around here. I don't think there's people from, the Midwest traveling to Helen, Georgia normally. But these are, when you see the upgrade, you're going to see an upgrade charge here. And that's what you're going to, if you want to book this particular room at this week, that's what it's going to cost you. An extra $37 a night. It's still typically a pretty steep discount. And I'm willing to do this in my case, as long as it doesn't get too much over $300, I'm willing to do it a lot of times. If normally what you're going to see when you get the upgrade is you see popular dates become available or dates that are more popular. And you'll also see, sometimes you'll see like a lot of 1-bedrooms. Say maybe you saw this Timeshares of Sky Valley. This is the one I was referring to earlier. I knew it was here. So you see this you'll see like a lot of 1-bedrooms. Well, then sometimes what will happen is you'll hit the upgrade, and you'll see a lot more 2-bedrooms come available. And again, if you paid $300 For your certificate, you're going to owe an additional $170 at the time of booking. So that would be a total of, $470 out the door if you were going to do the upgrade. And that's what you would do. That's how that works. Most of the time, I'm searching the no charge. If I can stay somewhere for $200 or $300 for the week out the door, I'm golden. By the way, this was the same. Notice all these one bedrooms? These one bedrooms right here. All these say one bedrooms with a full kitchen. When you do the upgrade, now you're getting the same resort with all the two bedrooms. So that was the difference in the upgrade. When you see the blue here, that basically means that there's not anything available for no charge, and there may be some upgrades available, or there is an upgrade available. So, and again, even the upgrade, you're still talking about less than $100 a day to stay at a resort. Now, places that have a lot of availability, let's go over here to Orlando. By the way, this is international. You can all over the world here. But Orlando always has a lot of availability. We're actually going to do Orlando in November. And, these keyed resort, this is kind of like 3-star, 5-star. If you like the normally, this isn't the most reliable. I usually will look up a resort, I'll take a look at this, but then I'll go and I'll, go to like TripAdvisor and I'll read reviews on the actual resort itself. I've been to this resort. I've been to this resort. Let's see if the others up here. Wyndham Cypress. I don't see it up here. And notice there's 4 pages of resorts here. Orlando just has a plethora of resorts and dates. Okay, so let's just do some TripAdvisor shopping right now. Let's just take a look. Let's just see. Summer Bay Resort. Actually did this resort last year. Sorry, I need to pick out a date. I'm going to do some comparison online. So let's just say we're going to do November 14th to 21st, and we're going to do a 2-bedroom. Notice, by the way, 2-bedroom, same week, 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom. You just get your choice, and it's no charge for both of them. Well, obviously, just pick the bigger one. But 2-bedroom sleeps up to 8 people. It's usually because they got a sleeper sofa or whatever. November 14th to 21st. By the way, this is the time of year we like to go to Orlando. There's not a lot of crowds there. It's phenomenal. 14th to 21st, no charge. Let's look at some pictures. This is a gorgeous resort. There's people on this call tonight probably that were at this resort with us. Listen, you started with Coastal, then I'm sorry to tell you, you're going to start vacationing with us, and it's a lot of fun. They're going on vacation together. These are extremely accurate photos, I can tell you, because I've been there. Okay. Oh, there you go. I was trying to see that pool. I knew the pool was huge. Sorry, I'm totally just reminiscing now. Thinking about being this is a tub. They're not showing a good picture of this. This is a huge tub that's in the bathroom, and there's a wall, kind of like where we're looking at. There's a wall there with the big cutout that goes into the master bedroom. So that tub's right there where you can look right into the master bedroom. It's a gorgeous tub. Okay, so let's check it out on TripAdvisor. What did we say again? I can't remember the dates. November 14th to 21st, is that what we said? I think so. So we'll come to TripAdvisor. Summer Bay Resort. Hotel. Oh, gotta check out these photos one more time. Sorry. Let's see. Might have some better photos here. I'm telling you, you can spend hours looking at this stuff. They have free Wi-Fi. I actually worked my business from there. I worked my business from there last year. We go on vacation this year. I'll do it again. Let's just see what we got. Typically, the the websites like this will have much better pictures than what our vendors have on their websites. Let's see. Our room was right over here. That pool's a 24-hour pool, by the way, which is cool. You don't see that at every resort. You could rent jet skis. You could fish out there. It was kind of pretty fun. Then mini golf. We used the grills. Didn't go fishing. I like to fish. I should do that next time. Okay, so let's see. I'm literally looking to see if there's a picture of that tub. It's pretty incredible. Is it? No. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So you can see that the tub is like the corner here. So that's in the master bedroom looking into the bathroom. Okay. So, if we want to reserve this, they have a 3-bedroom. We got the option of the 2-bedroom. Oh. Day is the 14th. November. Check availability. Okay. So, we are looking for the 2-bedroom, sleeps 8. Right now they're saying $744 for this unit. Probably because it's so close to the holidays. And we could get it for $300. I'm just curious what the other dates are. We're going down there a different week, down in a different resort. But let me just see if I change these dates. All right. There we go. If I could get my dates right. There we go. In December. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Same price, $744. That's a great price. They're running a promotion. This was $1,100 not too long ago. Okay. Let's take a look at one more. And let's go somewhere totally different. I'm going to open up line for questions here in a moment. If you go anywhere like this, take a video. I've got some YouTube videos where I actually show receipts where we're saving $8, $9, $1,000, $1,100. Take videos of that stuff. Let people see it. Let's do something like Las Vegas. Oh. I have a team member, actually. I don't know if she's on the call tonight, but she actually used her package and stayed at a resort. Let's find out something in Las Vegas is hot in August. Let's do We'll do September. Well, it's starting to cool off. This is a gorgeous resort here. But I'm always looking for 2 bedrooms if I can find them. Although I've stayed in 1 bedrooms. This is a gorgeous resort. Let's take a look at this. So, Tahiti Village, September 20th to 27th. Let's just go over here. All right. What were those dates again? Club del Sol, this is another good one. 20th to 27th. September. 20th to 27th. Four out of 5, 1,300 reviews. Goodness. My internet's running a little bit slow right now. In fact, it might get dropped. I know you guys aren't able to see my screen right now. It's because my internet's running slow. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do because my internet may not come back. You can use your package. You can look these up. They're oh, here it is. It's coming back. Maybe you guys are going to be here. Oh, you're coming back too. Okay. So, here's the resort. Just look at the photos of this place because it is a gorgeous resort. You guys are going again. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see these photos or not. It's looking like you're not able to. It's telling me that you guys can't see it. Okay. I'll just give you the price. So the best price online is $94 a night. We need to see if that's including a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom or a motel. Now, mind you, we're looking at the 1-bedroom. And we're looking for the 1-bedroom that sleeps 4, so has a partial kitchen. Okay, so we're walking through the process of booking that. The reason I like to book it is because sometimes they slap these little taxes and fees on there that are exorbitant. Like, it's ridiculous. Okay. 1-bedroom kitchenette, sleeps 4. We're looking for the 1-bedroom that sleeps 4. Okay, same one. Same one. Okay. So let's come here. I will tell you, well, I can give you several tips. $822, and you could book it for $200 to $300 with your coastal package. So, you know, a $4 to as much as a $500, a $5 to a $600 savings just for that vacation alone. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I don't think you guys can see my screen. I'm going to open up the lines for questions. If you have a question, hit the star
Renee from California.
Hey, Renee. Renee, could you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Renita.
Okay. It kept telling me that no one could view my screen, so if you could view it, that's a good thing. Okay. Go ahead, Renee.
When you were looking at locations, what I found out is even if you have a basic package, you can purchase a condo resort vacation through this vendor, even in Europe or Australia or even Tahiti, even if you're a basic member. I did not know that before.
Right, that is correct. The Premier package is just that's the one that gives you the additional condo stays that I was talking about earlier. That's in the Premier and the Platinum package. You do get access to some international stays here as well with the basic package. That is correct.
It's amazing value.
It is amazing value. I don't always discuss that with my clients, and I'll tell you why. It gets really complicated. The downfall to our package is it is so incredible. It is so massive. There's so much savings that it can be a challenge to try to explain every facet of the package to people. So less is more. So I don't go out of my way unless they ask specifically about certain types of vacations that are available. I don't go out of my way to explain like what you just said there. But you're exactly right. It is an amazing value. It's ridiculous. I used this my first time. I think in 2009, 2010. I could not believe I had on my package for so long. When I walked into the first resort, we stayed at the Wyndham Cypress Palms in Orlando. Orlando is very convenient for me, so it's an easy place for us to go. I walked in there, and my jaw hit the floor. I could not believe what I was walking into. And we literally, because we got the certificates, if you watch the website, once or twice a year, they'll go on sale for $199, and then they're good. When you buy them, they're good for up to a year. So we would buy the certificates. We buy them 2, 3 at a time sometimes. And then when I walked in there, I realized, well, we paid $200 for them. Then we'd see people at the pool, and they were talking about timeshares, and you don't want to offend somebody, but I would say, just out of curiosity, what did you guys pay for the timeshare here? And they were like, oh, we lower our timeshare. We got it at a good price, 4 years ago. Oh, okay. How great was your price? Oh, we got it back then. I think it was $32,000, and that included, 3 weeks a year. Well, that's great. But we paid $200 for 1 week. So you're right. It's an amazing value. It's incredible value. Thank you, Renee. Is there anyone else that has a question? Just give me your name. Let me know where you're calling in from.
Jessica, North Carolina.
I heard someone in North Carolina. Who was that?
Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. Welcome.
Hey, thanks. Thank you for doing this call. It's a huge help to me. And it's funny what you're just saying about the timeshare. My mom has one, and I think hers costs like $10,000, and she gets 1 week a year, maybe 1 week every 2 years, and then $500 in maintenance fees a year. So, and we can stay at the same exact places that she stays at for what you just mentioned.
So basically she's prepaying her resorts every year with a maintenance fee.
Oh, yeah, and I told her about this, and she was, I think she's more mad than anything because she's trying to sell it now, but she's kind of frustrated. But my question was, I was looking the other day for, like, tickets, whether it be, like, Disney or, like, touristy things like in Myrtle Beach and stuff. And the ones I found for Myrtle Beach, it was the same price. It was actually, like, more expensive on what I was finding than it was through the actual, like, I'm trying to think of, like, Wonderworks or Ripley's Believe It or Not or something like that. I'm sure I'm missing something in there that I didn't put in. And same with Disney, like, the price never changed.
Yeah. Okay, so, what that's all about. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can, let's see what we can find here. Oh, darn. Okay. Let's see what we can find. I like to use this website. I always start here, just because there's so much here. But you also, keep in mind, you got your other cards. You can always call on the back on and look around. So, do you know the zip code of Myrtle Beach?
No.
Oh, are you in front of your computer?
Yeah,
Google it.
I am looking.
Okay. I don't want to do it here at the resort.
29572.
29572. Okay.
I did see like a little bit of a discount on the Disney things, but then when like the Myrtle Beach stuff, I didn't see anything at all.
Okay. Let's see. Category. I don't know what's there. Let's see. I know my brother and his family, when they went to Orlando, they got a killer deal, like some hot air balloon rides and stuff. Like the website had this super special deal, and then the lady told him, you know, you're not going to be able to find any. The lady literally, because he was trying to figure out how good the price was. The lady literally told him, you're not going to be able to beat this price anywhere. I mean, it's the web price is the best I've ever seen it, I think she said. Well, sure enough, you know, he had that beat by quite a bit. You know, these condos and resorts. Dining.
I think
I'm looking for recreation.
Up top there was a link on your website for like Ripley's Believe It or Not, I think, and something else. Up there, right? Most popular.
Over here.
Ripley's Aquarium.
Okay, hang on a minute. I'm looking for something. What I'm looking for is there's a section here that's recreation. The problem is you've got to go far enough to get to it. But when you get to it, it's going to tell you like everything that's around that they have a discount on. And you can really find some. Oh, okay. So here we go. So there's Farms, Banana Boat Express. So you say, okay, $5 off per person. This is the kind of thing. Ain't nobody buying a travel package for that. However, since you got one and they're offering $5 off, you take advantage of it.
Right.
Let me see what they have here. 50% off dolphin and fishing excursion.
Oh, that's good. The Children's Museum, 50% off adult admission with purchase of child admission. Really
Yep.
nice. And that's
I'd already clicked away from that. Yes. There's the Fun Warehouse.
okay. I just want to make sure I was looking in the right place. Maybe I was on a different site.
So just come to category, put in the zip code, come to category. Sort it by category. And then you got to come down here. You got to get past dining and all that, because that's first. So I got to page 5 or 6. And then you can just kind of start cruising around. And by the way, this is exactly what I do when we go on vacation someplace. I do this kind of thing hey, here's the Ripley's Aquarium, by the way. 10% off the gift shop or whatever, or the snack bar.
Okay.
Not a big deal, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
There may be another Ripley's discount here as well. I've seen that before. So just kind of look around for that. And you have some other vendors. This is exactly how they found the hot air balloon rides that they did. And by the way, I told you I was going to give you guys on the call tonight a bit of homework. Put in your zip code and look around. And if you live in a really tiny town with 500 people, don't be shocked if you don't see nothing. Even if you live in a small town with 10 or 20,000 people, you might not see a lot in your local area. But go to the next. There's got to be a bigger town that you may go to a mall or whatever. Go to that town and look around. You're going to see some things in there that are available. And go ahead and start using your package, even on something simple like that, just so you can at least get out there and start using it. And I would even tell you to activate some vacations, give vacations away as gifts. That's the first thing that I did when I got my package. I didn't use it for a long time. I activated 7 one-week condo stays. I think they cost me $20 each to activate. I gave them away as gifts for Christmas because it was coming up on Christmas time, and when I finally did it. And I did that because I wanted to create a story of my package. I wanted to be able to say I did something with it. People will ask you, what have you used your package to save money on? So it's a great thing to let them know that you've used it. Jessica, did we address your question, though?
Yes, you did. Thanks.
You're very welcome. Is there anyone else with a question? Just give me your name and state. You want to hit *7 key to make certain I can hear you. Give me your name and state of province you're calling in from.
All right.
Hey, Laura, welcome to the call.
Hi, I appreciate all this information. It's great to get to see this because I'm the one that left you the little note if you see it on the webinar. But I can't use my card because everything's whited out on it.
Everything's what?
When I got my package, the access number, like you were saying, you put in your access number. Mine has all been whited out and marked over, and I don't have one to use. So I'm glad you showed this tonight. I've been wanting to see this.
Okay. If that's the case, then you need to just send a letter to the shipping center, and I would include one of your cards and let them know, hey, all my cards were, whited out or whatever. That's weird. I've never, ever heard of that. So I would definitely...
Not all of them. It's not all of them. It's just this one, the main one that we're talking about tonight, the vacation homes. It's whited out, so I didn't have a way to get into that site.
This is on the vacation homes card. That's why. That vendor just changed. That's why it's probably whited out on yours. So what I would do is I would send in a letter to the shipping center and just write a letter. Hey, I got this card. It's whited out. Can I get the updated card or the updated vendor? And they'll mail that envelope. They'll mail that to you.
Oh, marvelous. Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
And just to expedite that and to make it quick, you got to keep in mind, we make a lot of profits marketing these packages. It's because our board of directors keeps everything in the shipping center on a very low budget. That's how we're able to do that. So everything you can do, the employee at the shipping center, you want to do everything you can to make it, I don't know the PC way to say this, but you want to do everything you can to make it idiot-proof. So I would include a self-stamped address envelope in there, where they can just drop it in there, lick it, and drop it in the mail and back to you. And they'll typically turn it around the same day if you do that. Otherwise, you got to wait for them. That's what I would do.
I appreciate it. Should I send the actual card in with it as well?
It's whited out. It's not of a lot of use to you. Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. Is there anyone else with a question? You're welcome.
Gary from Florida.
Was it Gary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary. Welcome.
I was just, I'm glad that you had this seminar tonight. I'm enjoying it. But I was just trying to find the resort certificates on here, and I'm having a problem finding it. Could you walk through that again?
Yep. Hang on. Go back to home. When you come to this home page, you want to come here to categories.
Okay.
And you want to click condos and resorts. Don't put in a zip code or anything. And then click go.
Okay.
And there you are. Just a note, the resort certificates, if you can read this fine print, they're by Endless Vacation Rentals, which is this vendor here. They're one and the same, essentially, just two different parts of the same vendor. Endless Vacations, they give us 35% off. You can get the same type of accommodations, a lot more quantity, and you get a lot more flexibility in your dates, where you can stay for 3 days or 4 days or 6 days. The savings isn't as substantial, but a lot of times it still works out better for your travel planning to be able to go use that part of the vendor per se. So if you have very specific, very narrow dates and you can't find what you want here, then I would go here and check it out. And not everything here is a great deal, even at 30% off. I mean, they do got some high prices there, but there's a lot of options there, way more options than you're ever going to see right here. Does that answer your question, Gary?
I think so. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Who else has a question? Just give me your name and state.
This is Jim in Texas.
Hey, Jim, welcome.
Access card? What access card? I don't have it.
Okay. If you don't have it, have you sent in your membership applications?
I'm digging around for it.
Okay. Well, as soon as you got your package...
Probably not, but...
I've never known a package not to come with a membership application. Just so you know, it's one of the... I've seen things missing in packages, but knock on wood, I haven't seen that missing. What you wanted, where it would have been at, is when you got your package, the brown binder, which is a level 1 package, when you unzipped it, when you opened it up, it would have been sitting right on top. That they're always in the exact same spot.
Someone had it backwards. It's on the bottom of the stack.
Okay. And it should be the one that has like the carbon copy copy and everything else. Like it's
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. When you mail that in, you'll get your cards, and you'll be able to get access to the site, as well as all the other vendors. I mean, we're just showing, basically...
Unfortunately, when I did this, I got to level 2. The directions that I got, the instruction that I got was next to nothing, so I had no idea about this. So, all right, I'm learning.
Okay. Yep. Well, we all learned it.
I appreciate it.
No worries. And I'm still, after 10 years... Ladies and gentlemen, I'm still not an expert on this product. I have a few things that I use, that I know how to use, that I love to use. And, everything else, if I get questions on it and I don't understand it, I activate a vacation. I check it out. I mean, just so I know. It's ever-changing. It's dynamic. It's extensive, the amount of options and things we can do here. It has to be a lifetime product. You cannot take all this vacationing in a lifetime. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Gary. Anyone else have a question?
Lori in Michigan.
Okay, I heard Lori, and who was in Ohio? Neil. All right. We'll take Lori first. Lori, welcome to the call.
Thank you, and thank you for doing this. You had said about giving the packages away. I had wanted to give some trips away, and also I was interested in donating trip for a raffle or something for a child who has doing fundraisers for a child who has cancer. Is there anything you have to do special to give those away or to raffle them off?
Okay. No, but you need to double check to make certain your local city and stuff don't have, and state don't have ordinance against that. There actually are some places where they don't let you do raffles. And this is one of those things, by the way, that people do it all the time, but they don't know that legally you're not allowed to do it. I even know churches doing things that are technically illegal, and they don't even know it's illegal. But since, you're the one donating the vacation for said raffle, especially if it's your idea, just make sure that it's okay with your local city or state or town or whatever. But at that point, the other thing that I would tell you, and it probably is okay. I just know there are a few places. I know of a few places. I've had a few team members that couldn't do that sort of thing. So here's what I would. Once you're going to do it, what you want to do is the key is to make certain it's very easy for the people who are going to be winning this or using this to be able to use it. So you want to go ahead and activate it, which is if you're using one of the bonus vacations, for example. You want to pay the activation fee, the $6.95 or the $20 or whatever. Once you get it back, you're going to get the actual. It's a bifold or a trifold. Usually, it's on card stock. It's actual documentation needed to be able to book said vacation. That's what you want to raffle off. Please don't raffle off an 8x11 piece of paper. Raffle off because that when you get that back, then it will have all the instructions for people to use to be able to book it without having any problems. And you don't want them asking questions. You want them to be able to feel comfortable with whatever they got, and you don't want them to have to jump through a ton of hoops. I did this one time for a church that was raising money. A nurse I worked with when I was a nurse, she was a charge nurse, and she was an older woman, and she was raising money to take the kids to youth camp. Single-handedly, a small group of kids of about 7, she was doing fundraisers by herself. None of the parents were helping her. And she was the most precious lady on the planet at the time of my life. She was just so helpful when I was a nurse. And she was lugging these drinks around and knives and candy bars, and she was literally selling them like fundraising items. And I told her one day, I said, what if we were able to raffle off like a 2-night, 3-day vacation? Here's the other thing that I did in that case, was I under-promised and over-delivered. So I was living in North Carolina. Myrtle Beach was about 4 hours away. It's kind of a touristy spot within driving distance. I said, what if we raffled off a 2-night, 3-day vacation? And I think I used your personal vacation or something like that is what it's called in the package. Well, it's several locations. It's like 30 or 40 different locations, and one of them happens to be Myrtle Beach. So we just raffled off the vacation, said it was just for Myrtle Beach, the ticket. She thought it would be a great idea. I actually even paid for the printing of the raffle tickets because I put my, I had a little business name and everything. I was able to put that on there with my website and all that stuff for people. It's just free advertising. So
right, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, it wasn't real expensive. It was it was a tax cash right off, and it was a goodwill gesture at the same time. So we sold those tickets for $5 a piece for them to get 2-night, 3-day stay at Myrtle Beach. And she actually raised $2,700 from those raffle tickets, which was so much better to see her lugging around cases of drinks, which was crazy. But we raised $2,700. Well, she raised, I didn't even help her with it. She raised $2,700 on those raffle tickets and took all those kids to youth camp from that doggone vacation. But when they got the vacation, when the winner got the vacation, I sent it to them. They did the drawing at the church or whatever, and she let me know who won, and I sent them the vacation. They were ecstatic that they didn't have just to go to Myrtle Beach. They could go to, 30 different other locations in the country. So under-promise, over-deliver is always a good principle to do. Did I answer your question, Lori?
Thanks for sharing that. Yes, that gave me other ideas, so thank you.
Another thing is, another reason you want to activate the vacation is because if a vendor changes at a shipping center, you may not know it 6 months from now, whatever, that the vendor's changed until you update your package the next year. So you might not know it. So if you activate it, then you'll know that the vendor's changed, because you always want to make sure you're advertising what people are actually going to be getting. So just to make certain that the vendor hasn't changed or whatever, because the board of directors will replace a vendor in a minute, man, and we don't even necessarily know when they did it until they announce it at one of the training events or whatever. So always activate it, make certain that it's what you expect it to be, and then you can, let everyone know what you're raffling off. Great question.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Neil, welcome to the call. What can I do for you?
Thank you, Jackie. I just want to say thank you for opening my eyes on my package, because I've been sitting on it and been trying to figure out how to work these things. But you have answered my questions. I was going to give a friend of mine one of the Disney, but you did answer that, so I just appreciate that.
You're very, very welcome. By the way, I'll tell you a sneaky way. I have a friend who's made a couple of sales, and I'll tell you, I have a friend, he's a team member. I'll tell you how he's done it. He's built these 2-bedroom condos, and him and his wife has invited other couples with them, and they pay for their vacation. Well, that blows them away that someone's going to pay for them to stay somewhere in a 7-night condo. Well, when they get there, he doesn't tell them how much he paid for it until they've been there, and then he's like, yeah, we paid $200 for this. So if you really want to pay me back and split it, because they'll insist all week, let me give you something towards this, blah, 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 blah. And they'll say, okay, I'll split it with you. It's $100. What? Or $150 if you paid $300. What? And so he talks about his travel package. That's how he's made a couple of sales just doing that alone. Just a fun idea if you like to vacation with people. Anyone else have a question? Just give me your name and state or province you're calling in from.
Mary from Mississippi.
Hey, Mary, welcome to the call. Mary first. Mary, welcome to the call.
Hi, Jackie. I haven't really done anything with my package, so this is really exciting to me. When you're talking about activating, are you talking about the cards that I bought when I sent something in a long time ago, and I got a bunch of cards? Are you talking about that?
Well, that's how you that's your membership application that you sent in and got the cards. When I talk about activating, I'm talking about all the vacations that are listed on the 8x11 pieces of paper that say things like your personal vacation, your get-up-and-go vacation, your beach getaway, or whatever they call them. They all have different names like that. When you send them in, usually it's either with $6.95 or $10 or $20, $30, I think, if it's a cruise, and I think that's about the most expensive one might be the cruises. But when you send those in, that's what I mean when I say activate. The reason you don't get your package with all these things activated is because they would all go out of date within 1 year. So they're your vacations are dormant until you activate them, and then at that point, that information is good for 1 year.
And after you activate it, is it that's when you can go to the website and search like we just did?
No, you can do this now. If you got your cards, and they're up to date, because your cards are good for a year, if you've activated your cards and you got your cards, you can do what we just did now.
Okay.
You have cards that say things like the hotel access. If you've activated your cards, like you talked about getting them. What in the world? My mouse quit working on me. Yep, it sure did. Okay, if you've got, let me see if I don't know how I'm supposed to work without a mouse. That's crazy. Okay, so that didn't work. This logo here is small and is in the top left-hand corner of several of your cards. that number is all you got to do to log into this website, which is at enjoyaccess.com. And you can just search away to your heart's content. Listen, this particular website has grown by leaps and bounds. When I got started, I mean, the condos and the little section I showed earlier, all this local stuff you can do where you can get savings off of, all the stuff we were just looking at in Myrtle Beach, none of that was available when I got started with Coastal. They are always adding so much to this website. But anyway, did I answer your question there, Mary?
Yes, I did. And Jackie, you said to get to that website is join what?
Enjoy, ENJOY, access, ACCESS.com.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. There was a gentleman in Ontario. Who was that?
Dennis.
Hey, Dennis. Straight to hear you, Dennis. How you doing?
All right, yourself?
Doing good.
Okay. This is fantastic working through this because I've checked out prices of things in the past, and actually I was clicking in the wrong area and getting full price and wondering where's the savings. So just help me understand this. So when you've gone through, for example, the resort vacation certificate.
Yep.
When you click click here, offer one, and that brings you to, that's your certificate, and you can choose a location that you want. Where do you actually see the price of the resort itself?
What do you mean the price of the resort?
Well, for your stay, because you have to purchase that certificate for that particular location, right?
No. The certificates are a flat price. Right now on the website, the certificates are saying they're $300 for us. And so...
Okay. I didn't see where the price was.
And when you go to... I'll show you where you purchase at, and I'll see what it is. It's normally like $299. I'll see why it says $300. You come here to purchase. Let me see.
Oh, you're hitting that. Okay.
I'm trying to do this without a mouse now because my mouse just... Oh, it's working now. Me and technology. Listen, if I can do this business, anybody can do it. So normally I would say send to myself, travel within 365 days. Notice how it says $5.99. We get a discount even on that. Via email. I do not want to personalize it. Number of certificates, 1.
Okay.
And, okay, so the price is $399. And they normally... I don't know if a lot of times they'll give you an option right when you click the book, the get it, they'll like knock off $1 if you have it sent to your email. So then it ends up being $299. But there's the price right there. And so then when you're booking and you see those like, let me just find one. So a lot of options in that. And, so when you're booking, and you see no charge, it's no charge. You have a number, and when you go to redeem the certificate, you just put in that number, and it's no charge. There's no additional charges other than that certificate price. That's it.
Okay.
If you
so there is so if it asks for a certificate number, you just put in no charge.
No. These are the options. Are you looking at my screen?
Yeah, my screen went black for a while. I was trying to get it back. Finally came back, so I missed part of what you were showing.
Okay, so there's two options. There's no charge here. All these say no charge right here, which means there's no additional charge. Now there's upgrade, and the upgrade is when you get ready to check out, they're going to charge you this additional price.
Okay.
If you choose one of these. So you come here to redeem the certificate. You put in your certificate code, click redeem, and then it takes you to, you basically see the same thing we just came from. You see these screens here once you put in your certificate price. And you'll have the chance to be able to, instead of learn more, it's like it says book it or whatever. Did I address your question, Dennis?
Yes. The other question was, how do you get that bar across the top? Mine doesn't show that.
The what?
across the top. I've got two computers going here. I've got one that I logged in with my number. I'm trying to follow along. And when the coastal vacation, where you've got your pointer right now, the resort vacation.
Yeah, hold on. I'll get there. I'll show you. So you go back to home.
Okay.
And then select category, condo and resorts. And click go. And then you see endless vacations, Wyndham Extra Holidays, get a condo, resort vacation certificates, training places.
Okay. And in that bar, the coastal vacation is our prices, and the other ones, like Tahiti Village, oh, that's just something else you've got up there.
Yep, that's just other stuff.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right,
Dennis. Thank you for your question. You're welcome. Anyone else have a question, just hit *7, give me your name and state.
Karen from Florida.
Hey, Karen, welcome to the call. What can I do for you?
Thank you. I was having trouble with the access.com where it says ID Coastal on the back of my card, and then to use the main Coastal Vacations number, it doesn't let me go in there. But one of the other cards has Coastal Vacations.access development, and I'm able to get to this, basically a similar site to what you're showing.
Yeah, they've updated the site. If I went here to the new website, they've updated the website.
Okay.
I actually find the newer website a little harder to navigate, believe it or not, because I think it's buried a little more, so I just don't prefer to use it. But all you have to do to get here is go to enjoyaccess.com.
Right, but when I put the codes in, it won't let me, it doesn't work.
Oh, gotcha. So you have to go to the new site. Okay.
Right. So is that
Gotcha.
just an update that they've done?
Yes, I actually just noticed that in the past month. So chances are when I update my cards, I won't be able to access this part of the site either.
Okay. Okay, well, thanks.
No worries. I know it looks a lot sleeker over there. I probably just don't know how to do it because I haven't messed with it. But you can spend hours looking at this stuff. There's so much. Anyone else have a question? Don't do it during work hours.
No. Just late night hours.
There you go. I've got my wife addicted. She's always looking at places we're going. Anyone else have a question? Give me your name. Let me know where you're calling in from. I will take one more question. Hey, Margaret, this is the last question. Margaret, welcome to the call. What can I do for you?
Hi. Well, I'm just really excited the more I get to look at this. If it says it sleeps 8 people, that one price covers all those 8 people that will be in that condo?
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
And if it sleeps 8, normally what it is it's a sleeper sofa in the living room.
Yeah.
And it is a living room. I mean, these places are like Summer Bay Resorts. All the ones the smallest one I've stayed in so far was probably 1,000 square feet. I mean, they're big. Summer Bay, those are like 1,200, maybe 1,300 square feet. I mean, they're sizable. And so the living room probably has a sleeper sofa. There's 2 bedrooms, and one of the bedrooms probably has 2 small beds in it. Or I say small. I don't know what you would call the beds. I'm not good with that. But I mean, it can fit 2 people. And so that's what they're calling. That's where they're getting their 8. 2, 4, 6 on the sleeper sofa, 2 in the master. And that's for everybody. Yep. Was that your question, Margaret?
Yeah. No, that's good. If you have more than that, say you have 2 little kids, would they charge you if they had to bring in a little cot or something?
That's a good question. I don't have that many people in my family. But at $200 a room or $300 a room, I keep saying $200 a room because, ladies and gentlemen, that's how much I pay. Like, I wait till they go on sale. I literally check this website every month, and I buy 2 or 3 or 4 whenever they go on sale. So I know that I got them for the entire year. But at $200 or $300, if you had more than 8 people, I would just get another room at the resort and call it good.
And
but
would you pay
they might bring in a cot. I don't know. If you pay $200 for the room, go pick up an air mattress, air bed at Walmart. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know if they charge you for a cot or if that's availability or whatever. But I don't like to bunk that many people. Margaret, sorry, I can't help you with that.
No,
know the bathtub is big enough you could almost put 8 people in it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, did that answer your question, then, Margaret?
Yeah.
I will give one more tip on this. No matter what you get, what resort you get, what room you get, call the day of, and you can always ask if there's an upgrade available. We've made a habit of doing this when we do these, and most of the time there's not, by the way. But if there is an upgrade available, sometimes they'll just give it to you, or they'll give it to you at, a really reduced rate. Like one time they told us that we could have a 2-bedroom for another, I think they charged us like $70 for the week, or maybe it was $110 or something for the week. And it was like, sweet, we'll take a bigger room for $110 for the week. That was the week. What's that? $20 a night? Not quite, less than that. So, just call ahead of time, see what's available. They will, upgrade. I know last time we actually upgraded once we got to the resort. We actually we had some friends with us, and they were in another part of the resort, and we just asked if they had a room that was closer. Well, not only did they have a room that was closer, it was more modern. It had been remodeled the year before or whatever, because they were going through remodeling the whole resort. So it doesn't hurt to ask these sort of things. And you can let them know that you're in the travel industry and that you're going to be doing a review of the resort. All that stuff helps. You should do a review of the resort. You need to document your vacations. People are going to ask. People do not believe you can go to these vacations for this inexpensive. Do you want to know what the number one issue with Coastal is as a product? And it's amazing. This is the number one problem with Coastal. And if it is a problem, this is the problem. It's that the prices are so good that it's too good to be true, it sounds like, to everybody. But it's not. It's real. And you need to document those savings. It's the only way you're going to be able to prove that it's real. People just simply do not believe. They think you're staying in some Motel 6, and I'm certain somewhere in our package you can stay in Motel 6, but they think that you're staying in some Motel 6, $26 sleazy hotel. Like, that's what they think. But you're not. And I grew up sleeping in Motel 6. Like, when we went on vacation, that's where we stayed. So I didn't care as long as it was clean. But that's what they think you're getting, because these prices are cheaper than Motel 6. So here's the homework for tonight. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to, this week, plan to use your package. I don't care if you buy one of these certificates or if you go somewhere locally in your town and get a discount. Log into your Access website. If you don't have your cards, go ahead and send in your membership application. When all else fails, just read the website. People all the time say, well, I didn't know how to use it. I get clients who call me, retail clients who will call me sometimes using their package, and they'll say, I just had this happen a couple months ago. A lady called me up and says, I cannot figure out how to use this vacation, and I can't see a phone number, blah, 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 blah. And she was really upset. And I said, Mary, can you start at the top and just read to me what it says? And about 6 sentences in, she says, oh, I guess I should have just read it. No worries. It's not a big deal. If you have any more questions, let me know. Just read through it. And she was basically had her certificate, her voucher on a condo, a different vendor in the Premier package that she was, sending off to take advantage of this condo. And she didn't, she just wasn't following instructions. If all else fails, just read. That's the first step that you need to do. With that said, activate your package. Use it this week. Your package is phenomenal. Your clients are going to ask if you've used it. You at least want to say that I just got my package and we just saved X amount of dollars, on dinner this past week. Or, we gave a vacation for a raffle. Or we gave a vacation for a gift or whatever. Go ahead and start using your package. Create your story with your product. It's going to give you a lot more belief on the telephone when you're talking to people, when you see how flipping phenomenal it is. You want to be able to show people what you've done, where you went, and how you've saved money. I'm glad that you've enjoyed this webinar. Maybe we'll do it again in the future. I would love some feedback. Feel free to, and those of you who have my contact information, feel free to email me or whatever. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. I'm not used to doing these webinars, so hopefully it's been good for you and informative and enjoyable. But most importantly, hopefully it's educated you on your product and it's caused you to want to start using your product. With that said, have a great night and God bless.
The moderator has left the conference.